To do a buttonhole, we're going to show you how to put the foot on, pick your stitch, set the tension, and the stitch length. So starting off, let's go ahead and remove our current foot. This foot, you want to put it on so that the red marks are going down the left side of the foot. So come on over and just attach it there. Those little marks will help you measure out and get the same length every time you sew a buttonhole. Your stitch you're going to use, notice we have 1, 2, 3, and then 4. 2 and 4 are the bar tacks at the tops, but we'll start at 1. Just go ahead and get over to your buttonhole stitch. Find the one that says 1, okay, and it's pointing with the arrow down, so that means that the first stitching are going to start at the top, and then they're going to work down. Next, the tension. If you actually set the tension a little bit less, like down to 3, those satin stitches are going to pull to the back and really make it pretty. Next, the stitch length, we're going to adjust based on our thread thickness. We'll need to test the buttonhole anyway, so start it between 0 and 1 for a nice stitch length. Now, if you have the button, you can go ahead and measure that out and then mark on your fabric kind of a start and end point, or you can measure on here and use the lines to calculate where you're starting and where you're ending. So for this, I'm going to just make sure that my needle is coming down next to the first mark that I made. And then let's just go ahead and sew. This little line of, little bit of thread, just go ahead and hold it till you start. Take a few stitches and then clip that away. Once you do another buttonhole, you'll actually find that that thread will then be underneath. So it's just sewing down. I'm going to watch until it gets down to my second line that I made. And then I'm going to stop sewing. Make sure you bring your needle up and out of the fabric before you turn your dial to step 2. Step 2 is the bar tack at the bottom. So just go ahead and do a couple stitches here. And then that way you can get just the right amount. Don't get too many. All right, and then now we're going to go to step 3. Step 3 is going to sew backwards. So what we want to do is actually make sure that we kind of keep an eye on where we started so we don't end up with too many stitches at the top. Here we come. There it is. Needles up, turn back to step 4, which is step 2, and go back and forth until you have just the right amount. And then let's take a look and see what we have. Clip your threads right there at the end. And then just go ahead and use scissors to open that up. You can do a little fray check down the middle, and that will also help keep those edges from fraying out. That's usually what I like to do. There's even buttonhole cutters that it's like a little chisel and a block of wood, and it just goes right down through the fabric for the perfect slice through for a buttonhole. Now, buttonholes can be used in so many different places, not just on clothing, but you can use it for drawstring bags, drawstring pants, anything that's going to go up and over, curtain hanger, like a curtain, like in your bathroom, the curtain holders there. But anything that has to have a hole and something's going to slide through it. You can put ribbons through buttonholes. It's amazing how many places buttonholes show up that you don't think about until you need one. And this machine does perfect buttonholes, as you can see. Next thing to do is when you go and do another one, just make sure that this foot is always pushed all the way towards you. I even sometimes hold it with my finger before I lower the presser foot down. Then those marks are lined up, and then you can use the marks, like this one came down to just about, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, the 4th one down, and then I can just use that and not have to draw my lines every single time. I can just follow the foot as long as I start and end at the same place.